Hi guys, so welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Katie and welcome along to another bookish adventure. So first of all, happy Valentine's Day, because it is Valentine's Day of the day of filming. Second of all, I want to apologise. My neighbour is currently having scaffolding put up and oh my god, there is so much thudding and so much noise and I don't really know how much the camera is going to pick up, so I apologise now. So it is my birthday in a week's time. In fact, by the time this goes up, it will be less than a week. And I didn't actually plan to make this video. I in no way went out and bought a load of books as a massive haul. I just have slowly just been gathering 1 or 2 books, and then before I know it, I have myself a book haul. So without further ado, let us get into this. Good Omens by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett. If you haven't watched the series, please watch it. It is so good. It is so funny. It is so perfectly British humour. It is wonderful. So I read this book so long ago. I read it maybe good 10 years ago. I suddenly got weirdly obsessed with Neil Gaiman and read everything by him. Not everything, but everything. And I originally read it on Kindle because I wasn't sure if I was going to like it, and I was like, oh, actually, you know what, I do really like it. But I thought eventually, you know what, I will get myself a version of this. And then one day I stumbled upon this beautiful version in Waterstones, and then yeah, I love everything about it. So if you don't know what Good Omens is about, it is about an angel and a demon who are kind of best friends and decide to stop the apocalypse. However, they have misplaced the Antichrist. This book was really funny, and then the series was just amazing, and the only downside with the series is that there's not another series to come. So after watching it, it made me just really want to go back and revisit this. The next book, you'll sense a theme here. Mort by Terry Pratchett. So for years, my friend has been telling me I need to read Terry Pratchett, but his world is so vast and it's like, where do I start? And she sort of sat me down and she sort of just said, you have the Discworld, but then you have the sub-series of the Discworld. And so I decided, and with the help of her, to go with the Death Collection and the Witches first. I was mostly prompted by the fact that when I found Good Omens, I found these covers for the Discworld series, and I was like, well, if we're gonna do this, I'm gonna do it in style. And they're so beautiful. So the Death Collection centers around Mort, who becomes Death's apprentice. I think there's like maybe 3 books in the series, maybe 4. I think the Witch Collection has slightly more. But yeah, I think it's really cool. Yeah, he just ends up working for Death. I literally like know nothing about these books, so this is gonna be like a proper like new thing for me, and I am really excited. Plus, Gavin picked this for my TBR for this year, so I'm glad I get to actually read it soon. This was I need forgiveness. Mythos by Stephen Fry. So you'll probably know I've already read Mythos by Stephen Fry, and when the paperback came out, I was like, oh, look how pretty it is, because look how pretty it is. And I loved like this little thing when you open it, like I loved that. Yeah, my friend bought me the paperback version to the sequel Heroes, which featured in my last book haul, and I wanted to have them in hardback. Once I have a series, I have to have them the same. So I was like, well, I'm gonna have to buy Mythos, and luckily I found it in a supermarket super cheap. As you can see, 2 for £8. So this one was like £4.50 I think, so it was pretty cheap. But this is really good because if anyone ever wants to read this series, I can be like, here is my loan copy. But I love the covers anyway, they are really cool. So Mythos is basically the stories of the Greeks, but it is just not retold by Stephen Fry, but he is just telling it in a way that it is accessible for people like me who could never read the Odyssey, and just makes it more just something that you can understand and just really get the history. Next book is Let It Go. So this is one of the Twisted Tale books. This one is also named Conceal Don't Feel in the other version. So this is the series where it's the kind of the what if situation. So with Aladdin, it was like, what if Jafar got the lamps? It's stuff like that. So with this one, it is if Elsa and Anna never grew up together and they never knew each other, and I think probably the idea is that they will just get drawn together. So yeah, so the same thing happens with, yeah, her parents die, and then Elsa finds herself the ruler of Arendelle, and then she starts to remember fragments of a childhood that never existed, and she sees this familiar looking girl who'll be Anna, and yeah, she basically goes on this perilous, dangerous journey to find the missing princess. Again, following a theme, straight on till morning. This one is the biggest one of the series. Normally they are very similar in size to Let It Go. This is the biggest one so far. So this one is if Wendy went to Neverland with Captain Hook instead. She's 16 in this one. She's a little bit older than I think she's previously been aged at, I think. So basically, I think this is going to be a kind of realizing the mistake that she's made in trusting Hook and helping to try and save Neverland with Peter. I really like these series because they're great as like standalones, and you can just read them in between things, and I like this idea of twisting things on its head and coming together to get the end result of what we know. The next book I'm so excited to read, and don't know why I haven't bought it sooner, The Dragon World by Sally Green. So I read her first book, The Smoke Thieves, and absolutely loved it. So The Smoke Thieves centers around 4 people who will slowly be drawn together, and you have this demon world where you can get demon smoke, and it's kind of like a drug, and you have like a princess, you have a servant, you have a girl who is a demon hunter, and you have a thief, and they all just kind of end up being connected and coming together. The last book ended with nearly all of them together, and it is kind of the bigger picture for the kingdom and what is going on. I love this book so much because I loved her first trilogy, but it was so nice to have her write female characters and also write a multiple cast of characters. In the description box I will link the first book for you, because I don't like to read the synopsis and summaries of the sequel books if I haven't read them. I have read this one, but I don't want to give away too much, and in general it is just the continuation of this kind of potential war to come and everything with the I think just exploring the demon world more. But I love the first book so much that I have really high hopes for this one. The next two I actually picked up today. She spelt my surname wrong, which is why I never got an email, because I was like, I have nothing to read, and I kept ringing the shop, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go check on my lunch break. The first one is A Sprinkle of Sorcery. So this is the sequel to A Pinch of Magic by Michelle Harrison. I didn't actually realize the second one had come out already. The first book centers around three sisters who are cursed, and there are some objects that can possibly change their fate. So I have been thinking about this more, that I want to get more into children's literature, because I think children's literature today is just so much more different to when I was a kid, and the stories actually seem like really appealing, and authors, like, they're not writing, like, they're not talking down to children when they write. So I'm very much looking forward to reading this, because I do just want to kind of get more into it. I haven't read the blurb for this, but I am guessing it's probably going to be that the curse probably gets lifted at the end of the last one, or maybe kind of like a Harry Potter situation where they're searching for the Horcruxes. They're probably going to end up trying to collect these objects, or losing some, or whatever, but that's where I think it's going to go. Also, look at those sprayed edges. The next book, The Way Past Winter by Kieran Millward Hargrave. So I read the first book by her, The Girl of Ink and Stars, a good few years ago. Oh my god, it was at the start of Brexit, so like, yeah, 5 years ago or something. I read that when I went to go stay with my friend in London, and it's, again, similar size to this, children's literature. She won awards for it, and it was so good, and just her storytelling and everything about it. It was just about this girl who just, yeah, it just took on herself to believe in the stories of her island and save her island. So in The Way Past Winter, it centers around three sisters who, on one night, these strangers that turn up at their house, and they ask to sort of stay on their land. They do, and when they wake up, their brother is gone. Now the oldest daughter just believes that the brother has just upped and left because he's had enough, because their dad did the same thing basically in his grief. The middle sister is like, no, you should be more worried, he's clearly like been taken by them. And the third sister is just little and will just do whatever. I've started reading this today. So far it is only from the middle sister's point of view, Mila. I'm hoping that it's going to split around, as I guess a lot is going to fall now on the older sister's shoulders. But this book started with saying that one day winter came and it never left. So they are basically, yeah, going to be journeying, I think, beyond winter. So this is quite an exciting tale, because it's now been 5 years since that happened, and all they know is winter. There's pretty much like there are seasons, but no seasons really. Like, they don't see spring, and all the tales of like summer and like water nymphs and honey and stuff like that have completely changed and adapted. So nymphs have become ice maidens, and I really like that idea, how like stories of that have changed, and yeah, kind of like the sun is a myth now. So I'm looking forward to reading this, because I just really loved her writing style, and it was just really captivating and really beautiful. And my final book, Deeplight by Frances Hardinge. Again, look at those sprayed edges, and also look at this cover. Oh my goodness, when I saw this cover I was like, please be a book I need to read, because look how pretty it is. So I'm really excited about this. So this is a book that is based on a world that had gods, and it follows two characters. I think one is a main, the other is his friend, and I'm excited because it's a male lead book, and I haven't had one of those in a while. And yeah, he is a scavenger who goes hunting for treasures that used to belong to the gods that they could sell, but something is rumbling beneath the ocean waves, and it is calling out. And when his friend kind of nearly gets dragged down, he goes on this like perilous journey, and I think we're going to start exploring the underworld and the gods of old, and I'm so excited because I've been trying to find more mermaid related books. I'll take that, but I want to read more books that kind of have gods. Lonnie Taylor's series was really amazing because I loved that with all the gods. So, and especially now after reading the first book by Stephen Fry, Mythos, I was just like, oh my god, I need more gods in my life. Like, yes. I don't know if you've ever read Chaos of the Stars by Christian White, but it was about a daughter whose parents were the Egyptian gods and her family were Egyptian gods, but she wasn't one of them. So it's just stuff like that. Yes, but this is obviously going to be original and I'm so excited. I also love the inside. You have a map, and I also, so I went flicking through before, hang on, where did it go? So this also includes, I'm guessing these are the sea gods, because it does say the mightiest gods of the Myriad. So it's got, yeah, the different ones like the glass cardinal, the grey mantle, the swallower. So I'm guessing, yeah, it's the different kind of fish and whatnot that inhabit the ocean, and I'm guessing it will be gods. So I'm very excited to pick this up. Yeah, I got myself a nice little pre-birthday haul. Accidental pre-birthday haul, can I stress? But a pre-birthday haul nonetheless. That is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then show me a thumbs and hit that like button. Comment below, what did you do for Valentine's Day? Do you like it? Do you do anything? And what do you think of my lovely little book haul? If you're new, then hit that subscribe button and ding the bell and you never miss a video. I hope you have a great week. I will see you, not sure when, as I will not be having another weekly reading vlog because I'm going to be in Amsterdam. So on that note, I will see you at some point with a weekly reading vlog that will cover me in Amsterdam, and hopefully we'll be able to post close to when I get home, but literally we get home the day before my birthday, so who knows. But either way, have a great week.